Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. So.
We are live.
Okay, good morning. Welcome to the April 2nd meeting of the Raleigh County Commission. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, do we have public comment? Okay, Mr. Dodson. And you have 3 minutes, and
Yep.
Jacob will be our timekeeper.
I'll give you 1 minute. So,
Okay.
you know.
This is much more brief than 3 minutes, but I'm here to request an opportunity to provide a short presentation to the BOC concerning the creation of the county administrator. I appreciate this initiative having been brought forward by the BOCC, and I also appreciate the effort of David Cooper to put all this together for you. So on the 23rd of February, a lot of us were here to listen to David, and he made a presentation about the advantages or perhaps disadvantages of a county administrator. And he cited many of our other counties. I think there are 6 who are larger than Riley County, but not much. And all of them have a county administrator. So in that meeting, he also discussed the formation of a task force, mostly of internal staff, but also didn't exclude the inclusion of some external parties. And he also asked for comments that could be brought in from the citizens and other interested stakeholders. So on the 5th of March, we had a discussion naming 4 of the 12 directors. We named David, Shiloh, Corey, and John. And then on the 12th of March, Corey Meyer presented to a discussion of a draft timeline and some considerations that you might think through as we went through this process. And then on the 12th of March, or excuse me, on the 19th of March, the commissioners discussed duties, relationships, the title and the organization that other counties had used in their meeting frequency and the length and so on. So we'd like to be a part of this. As you pointed out on the 23rd, with the inclusion of external parties for stakeholders or just interested persons in the county, we have a significant amount of experience to offer to you, and we won't get in your way. Just want to make sure that in groups that I've been in, and I've always enjoyed having the input of others. It just makes the output stronger. So with that, request that at your earliest convenience, you schedule us for 10 or 15 minutes. It won't take too long, and then we can figure out if you want some continuing input or not. So with that, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay. Public comment, you'll have 3 minutes too, Stacy.
Well, that wouldn't either. Thank you very much. I'm Stacy Kohlmeyer. And I am part of the group that Mike mentioned, but I'm really here as me and as a business person. We were talking about me retiring last week, 22 years with Florence, another 20 in industry, mostly with utility industry. And over that time, I was involved with orchestrating and implementing a lot of restructuring. And so I just want to recognize the fact that it's difficult. And I know that you have a lot to think about. And it's even more difficult in your situation because you can't talk to each other other than in public. So it is imperative to have a strong project team that can bring that forward for you so that they can lay that out and you can make decisions. And so I just want to emphasize again that I appreciate your leadership in taking this really critical step for the county, and looking forward to the future. And while it's uncomfortable sometimes where you are right now, you just realize there's going to be other people eventually in those seats, and you're setting the path for the future for the county, and it's a big deal. And I just want to thank you again for doing that.
Okay, other public comment? John?
Well, I'm not talking about administrator. I would like to invite you to extend your meeting for a little longer, and I'd like to see have you all come down to the commission chambers downtown and help me arrange the desk that you're gonna be in on how you want it, and then there's some other things that you want to see as a group before or shortly after you go back down there.
Well, I'm glad you're there because I was gonna bring this up at the end of today's meeting because supposedly we're supposed to move back in a week and I'm not hearing anything. We're not getting any messaging out, and I understand we're kind of strapped on messaging right now, but if we're gonna make next week work, we gotta start getting on the ball and getting some information out. I've seen the chambers. It looks a little tight, but then again, there were still
Too close.
well, I think they were also working in there when you're putting three big TVs up in there, you needed some space to work. So I was assuming that wasn't set up exact. And I was curious to.
It hasn't changed a whole lot, so that's.
It has or hasn't?
Has not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was in there the other, all the TVs were up and, everything was in place except for the chairs. They needed to move back.
Okay.
So.
I was kind of concerned about the office in there too. I need some time if we are going to move in by next Thursday to get set back up there, and I don't know where all my stuff is. I'm sure it's stored someplace safe. I'm not.
It is in your office now.
Oh, okay, okay.
There's
I'm
some
assuming
cardboard boxes.
Most of it, there's a few boxes that are hidden somewhere that
So I guess my question becomes, are we shooting for next Thursday?
yes.
Okay, so somebody somehow needs,
Won't be totally set. I mean, your offices won't be, we'll have stuff there. I don't think it'd be perfect. And we can move some stuff around, but that's kind of what I want you down there. I'd like to have you down there for this morning.
okay, I can make time for that.
Yeah.
That
sounds-
Yeah.
I was just there yesterday afternoon, noticed, because mine doesn't work the way it's arranged right now.
Okay,
There's
but
no place for chairs.
That's part of what I'd like
Just
to
to get
get
it-
you today.
And then they're gonna hang, somebody else gonna put a nail in the wall, because I don't want to put a nail in the wall
Well-
and hang a picture.
Yeah, I'm gonna go grab Jerry and get some tape and where we can mark on the walls where you want pictures and what pictures you want where.
Okay,
I'm
great.
gonna go back just the same way.
Yeah, that's me too.
If I can-
It looks a little foreign down there, but I mean, I say that in the best possible way.
It looks
It
amazing.
looks modernized instead of something from 1980 like it used to look like, so.
Board agreed by consensus to meet down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I assume you would adjourn.
And we also need to,
I would assume you would adjourn your meeting from down there.
yeah.
Yeah,
I would also like to add to that we need to get some messaging out so the public knows somehow.
Smoke stations.
Big cheap tablets, rubbing rocks together, whatever.
Put a bunch of signs
Okay.
up all of it.
And I would also like to plan some sort of an open house when we get
Yeah.
everything fully done, so members of the public can come in and see it outright.
That would be good.
Okay.
Okay, any other public comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to commission comments. Commissioner Ford?
Yes, well, first off, I want to wish everybody a happy National Government Month. April, of course, is National County Month. It gives us the opportunity to highlight the amazing work and efforts from all the county and parishes and boroughs from across the country and all the employees who make up all those counties, parishes, and boroughs. Just let you know that your work and efforts are greatly appreciated, and we're grateful for everything that gets provided. I know the Kansas Association of Counties and the National Association of Counties will be highlighting many of the services as well as the personnel who provides them throughout the month. I know that we used to do some sort of a proclamation, but I don't think we've done that the last couple of years, so. Didn't we?
What was it?
National County Month?
Uh,
Yeah,
it's been a few years.
yeah, okay, I thought so. I know we've done it since my time here anyway. I know there'll be some other things maybe we can get involved in. I know there's a lot going on though. Other than that, not really a lot going on. Had a couple full days yesterday and Wednesday. For me, I'm very happy to see some measurable rain finally. It's that time of the year where to hopefully start bringing some things back to life, trees, flowers, grass, et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure fighting services and forestry services are breathing a sigh of relief, if all momentarily at the moment, but let's hope for some more rain. We need some more. Interestingly, Monday afternoon when I got home, I actually caught the Kansas City Royals home opener on TV. I was thinking to myself, they beat the Twins 3-1 in the home opener, which is good foreshadowing there. They usually play the Twins or the White Sox, and you tell right at the beginning if they're going to be good or not. They won last night too, so this will take 2 or 3 from the Twins to start with. But can't remember the last time I saw them on TV. It's been a few years, so hopefully I get a chance to see them again at some point in time. I wasn't going to buy one of those sports packages just to watch every now and again. So, K-State, Jekyll and Hyde once again, came back and spanked BYU pretty good, 16-3. Didn't realize the record's still 19-10, and the easier part of their schedule is coming. So let's hope for another regional this year. So, and other than that, went through the packet and the information. Got some thoughts related to the administrator's position, as today was the deadline on that. Finally able to get that caught up and done, and that's all I've got.
It was tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, it was tomorrow?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an early bird for once. All right, good. So,
Oh, okay.
you've worked with me long enough, you know how it goes. Yeah.
Okay, Commissioner McKinley.
All right, well, I didn't have much Monday. After the meeting, met with Brittany for a while to go over some of the reorganization stuff and other matters. And the rest of the week was spent working around the house. Of course, the first nice day I overdid it, and the next day I kind of was slowed down. But that's all I had.
Okay. Well, let's see, Monday after our meeting, Elizabeth Webb and I met at the Downtown Commission Chambers, check out the remodel. Looks great, close to being complete. Afterwards, we went up to the 3rd floor to check out some spaces for upcoming staff locations. So, Tuesday, took my dog to the vet for some issues and worked in the home office to complete my 25 taxes. Finally got it all done. Took it to the accountant that afternoon. Well, I took it to him on Wednesday. Wednesday, I attended the Military Relations Committee monthly luncheon meeting. The keynote speaker was David Gobart of Kansas Works. He is Lever, LVER, Local Veterans Employment Representative, and he's also in charge of the DVOP, which all these acronyms, Disabled Veterans Outreach Program. They do a lot of work to get veterans in local jobs, and had some personal testimonies from the group. So it's really interesting, and it's nationally, these programs are administered by the Department of Labor under the VET program. So they really try to keep people here in the communities. Later, I was on my way to another meeting, but I had low tire pressure. I had to go buy brand tires. They aired me up and set an appointment for tomorrow, so hopefully it'll last through the day. So I don't know what it is, must be a nail. So
Well, if you need to, you can go down to Discount Tire and you can
will they do it?
yeah,
Well, they did it over at Burnett too, but it's just like overnight it lost.
over here on this side of town, that's a
Yeah.
good place to go if you need air in all of your tires.
Well, if you put
That wasn't
$1
an free advertisement. This isn't nil or anything.
I tried putting $1 in over one of the places and it shuts you off. So anyway, afterwards I came home, walked the dog with the neighbor, and then reviewed today's agenda and documents. Our neighborhood's all torn up by AT&T and WTC for fiber optic. So they're tearing up all the yards and just making a lot of noise. And they started about 6 every morning and all this stuff. So hopefully they'll get it done this week.
Well, that's the noise of progress.
I know. And they were on top of each other, and WTC had planned it, and then And then AT&T tries to jump in ahead of them, so they were kind of not getting locked too good. So let's see, yesterday evening had bell choir and practice at the church and, getting ready for Easter. So that's all I have.
Thanks, Commissioners. I have any request to approve notice of award for fire construction for the Keats Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project.
Fine. I'd move to approve the notice of award for buyer construction for Keats sanitary sewer improvements.
I'm gonna give a strong second on that.
And a third.
Yeah.
It's moved and seconded to approve the chair sign the attached notice of award for bar construction for the Keats Sanitary Sewer Improvements District. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair for the sign.
Great delight.
You almost need to take a picture or video or something of this moment.
Yeah, we should. But I've still got a lot left to go.
Just like clockwork, he's on the other side.
Oops, I signed.
Maybe we should let him in.
I signed.
He's too late for public comment.
Yeah, he always does that intentionally too, doesn't he? Well, that's the whole point.
This one I got.
Will you follow us downtown?
I'm just printing them.
I'll hang a picture of the new building on the, those, CPEs.
Yeah.
So he can go order, can order.
Two.
Three.
Other-
Yes.
In a motion to approve the CIP activation plans.
I make a motion to approve the CIP activations listed above totaling $1,208,546.
I'll second.
So moved and seconded to approve the CIP project activations listed, totaling $1,208,546. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Chair, please sign.
Association of a conference. You do it as KCA. Yeah, okay, that's what I get. I'm being told through the grapevine that the governor is going to veto 2745. Okay. She's got till next Thursday. Maybe we can meet the veto session.
Need a lot of money here.
Well, she also has the option of not doing anything and it just Passing
That
without
and
a
the Keats
signature.
deal, that's
That's true.
15 minutes.
Doesn't take long to spend them.
Takes a lot longer to get it, though.
It's true.
It's the opposite with weight. It's easier to get weight, and it's harder to get rid of it.
Well, there's,
Someone who was planning things out got that one in the wrong order.
I can't figure out why paper companies have to package all their stuff in plastic.
Oh, I can't understand why you buy a picture frame and from Amazon and they send you a box that's this big.
Yeah. For a little frame. That's so much. Almost done.
You. Next, commission, the motion on the advisory board appointments.
This way, usually they include the applications, so we know who these people are,
Yeah,
and they didn't this time, not
I
that
noticed that.
that makes any difference. Not that it makes any difference, but just,
Be nice to know who they are and what they,
yeah.
why they're interested.
I guess I know two of the three, but yeah, that's a good point.
It's usually with they always include the applications, so we know who these people are.
Get you this.
Very good.
Are we good outside of that then?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a motion to approve and sign letters and resolution number 040226, a resolution appointing Riley County representatives to advisory boards.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to sign appointment letters and resolution number 04226, appointing Raleigh County representatives to advisory boards. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All three, please sign.
On the back page there. Yeah.
Employee action forms for items states, new hire volunteer firefighter, position one, volunteer firefighter. Separation of service. I don't know, there's some typo there. Sure what's going on there. Alfonso Wilkin Garcia, effective October 2nd, Israel separation of service.
Yeah.
Ethan Wagner, Cody Tennant, and Kristen Devan. Your motion, please.
Going ahead and make a motion to approve the requested employee action.
Second.
It's moved and seconded to approve the Raleigh County Employment Action Forms. All in favor?
Aye.
All three, please sign. You, Commissioner, need a motion on the relevant position action form for public information.
Okay.
I'd move to approve the requested Riley County Position Action Form, PIO.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. I did have one comment, and I would like to see one of us to be on the hiring committee on this position.
That seems fair.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that seems fair.
Okay, well, it's been moved and seconded to approve the requested position action form as previously discussed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Do we need to maybe by consensus do that now just to make it easier?
Yeah, we could.
I was gonna add it in,
Oh, okay.
when you guys just moved, the
Okay.
motion is same authorities,
Okay,
consensus.
but
Okay.
we need to pick one of us.
Well, that's between you.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
okay.
we're just gonna add it into the motion.
Right. Then I'm good letting the chair.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I
Yeah,
have
fine.
opinion on her.
Okay,
yet,
okay.
so that would be,
Yeah, technically was there the first time around, the very first time around.
be very happy.
We're on number 3 on those now. Do you get that, Rich?
What was that, John?
With pointing Catherine that position?
Yes,
Okay,
there. I didn't put that in the first motion, because it was just the commissioners added.
sounds good. Hey, the sooner the better on that one. Sounds like.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I know, it's gonna take some time.
Process to do that, I guess.
We need a motion on payroll and accounts payable.
Go ahead and make a motion to approve payroll and accounts payable.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the payroll and accounts payable. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Stack for us to sign today.
A lot of paper today. A lot of paper. Mike.
Kind of light on the business meeting the last couple of.
That's Michael's fault.
He didn't help that, I just said, he gave a lot too.
You okay with this one?
And you all- any change to the minutes? For low on time?
Yeah.
Edit everything.
Okay, I'll go ahead and make a motion that we approve the minutes as written from the March 30th meeting of the Riley County Commission.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the March 30th meeting of the Raleigh County Commission. All in favor?
I
Aye.
I have nothing for tentative.
What's that?
I have nothing on tentative agendas.
Commissioner, one thing I might ask is since we had thoughts on up here earlier, asking to potentially get time. Is there any appetite to have him present at a later date? I feel like right now in the tentative schedule might be a good time for you guys to make that decision.
I'm fine with that.
Well, I guess,
Two or more can be fine with.
what,
I don't see the
schedule it
point.
to get it scheduled, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't see the point. That's my comments.
Yeah. Well, we saw all the paperwork, so. I don't- okay.
So we got a yes, and then we got.
Not your reason to do, so not your reason.
Is it, no, yep.
Yeah.
You were the swing vote. So we'll have to be voted on.
I would say it'd have to be limited to 10 minutes. I would approve it.
Need such motion.
I'd go ahead. I'll consensus. Go ahead.
I guess my point on that is that when a member of a public wants to approach us about something that we're discussing and talking about, I think it's our obligation to let them do that.
Yeah, and I think it's something really awful.
Even if it's something we don't like.
Well, that's true. We've had some.
And I don't have anything for press conference either, just for the other.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
All right, good morning, Commissioners. Jacob Hanson, Riley County Councilor, here for a brief administrative update. Not a whole lot to share on my end, although I've been in contact with Chief Stuckey here regarding a line item veto that he would like to have our lobbyists advocate for. I'm not entirely familiar with the background on that, so I'm inviting Chief Stuckey up here to give you guys some background and see whether or not you guys support that.
So it's a proviso that was put in for the state radio system for $5 million. And the state radio system is due to be updated. It's 25 years old. And the whole debate is whether that gets bid and open bid and all vendors get a chance to bid on it, or if they keep it closed. And this proviso, the way it looks, keeps it closed to where only Motorola can do it and other vendors. There won't be an open bid process, which potentially will cost the state millions of dollars, but this $5 million proviso is kind of a placeholder to where, oh, you've already spent $5 million, you just will keep going this way versus going out to bid for it. And the thing for Riley County's in particular interest is, you know, we have a Harris radio system. The state has a Motorola system. So there would be no potential for Harris to bid the state system, which would be very beneficial to Riley County if Harris would win that bid, and then our system could be integrated with the state system. But if this proviso goes through, that limits the chance of open bid even happening. So
Okay. I saw your email on that and it brought up an interesting question. I mean, how many different companies are basically running state systems? Because to me, just
Harris and Motorola are the main two. There
Okay.
are some others,
Okay.
but they're the big two.
It just seems like to me, when it comes to emergency communication, you would want to keep that circle small, if not just one for streamlining purposes.
Yeah.
Right. If you think about it, that would make sense.
Right.
Okay. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but closing bids to everybody, I think is.
Yeah,
you know, the
5
good
million.
idea.
Well,
Yeah.
you said that's just the start.
The estimate is it'll be $100 to $150 million
Oh, it's
project.
gonna be more than that.
Is it just the selection committee, or what's the 5 million for?
It's to do some initial work. And, but the thought process is that kind of locks Motorola in.
Okay, what's the timeline?
Her veto is like,
No,
I mean,
what's the timeline on actually getting the state system updated?
getting the legislature to fund it.
So about a decade, okay.
I mean, in a nutshell, I mean, not to be. I mean,
Okay,
that's-
okay.
But the veto part is, it's either gonna become law or get vetoed in the next
I was just thinking, I don't know,
couple weeks.
correct me if I'm wrong, Jacob, but I would think, a letter of support for what Russell was saying would hold more weight than the lobbyist at this point in time.
Potentially, or I would say the lobbyist might have a quicker means of connecting with the governor than a letter would.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna be a small piece of mail and probably a mountain. I have a feeling, so I would think trying to use and leverage the lobbyist would be at least a quicker way to get that done.
Okay.
Well, could we do both?
We could do both, yeah, we could
Yeah, let's do
absolutely
both.
do both.
Yeah, we could do both. Yeah.
We could do
Yeah,
both.
That's good.
Yeah,
Okay. I'll work with Russell on putting something together.
I just think since we're responsible for our own communication system, they should hear from us too.
Yeah.
What it's gonna cost us, basically.
And I agree with you, having integrated systems is not also the cheaper way to go, but it's the safer way to go when we have natural disasters, which we have a lot of them. So, yeah, especially this time of the year.
Yep. All right, thanks.
Thanks. One last thing to wrap up on real quick is we had the question of how long the governor has to veto bills. That's actually in the Kansas Constitution. That's 10 days. So if we're using Saturday as the day that was passed for the property tax legislation, I mean, she has until April 7th to veto.
Tuesday, okay.
So that's how long we know. I hear rumblings that it seems to be likely she will, but I mean, it's just rumbling. So
So do we, yeah, do we-
take that very, very, very lightly.
So do we need to hand carry the letter to Topeka to the governor's office? Cause I doubt if the mail's gonna get there by.
Yeah. Well, KAC did send us
Uh-huh.
some information on how to what they recommend
Yeah.
on following up with, which I would certainly like to do.
Yeah.
And I figure board certainly isn't going to have any issues with that.
Yeah.
I was gonna respond to the email, but I figured it was gonna come up already, so I just waited.
Exactly. So it sounds like I'll have 2 letters here to put together real quick. And then I'll try to talk with our lobbyists as well, and just try to reinforce as much as we can. I only have about 2 minutes left on the administrative session time. I did want to let you guys know that Michael has secured our first conviction on our criminal nuisance abatement. So we've got that done, and now we get to bring an order and a resolution for you guys to order the cleanup of this particular property. So we'll finally actually get to utilize the bill that was passed, 2 years ago.
That we've been working on for 4.
Yeah. Right. So we're gonna actually get to use it. We're definitely happy to do so. It's a property that absolutely needs it to happen.
Which property?
It's over off of Nelson's Landing.
Oh,
If you drove through Nelson's Landing, I mean, it's pretty evident which one we're talking about.
yeah.
So, yep, it was completed. And we'll move forward. So wanted to share the good news.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Surely you have something exciting in the staff update first.
Well, that's part of the Boulder show, I guess.
Okay.
I know which direction to go here on finding what I'm missing.
You need to go over to the side, Mike.
Over here.
Scroll down.
A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. We went right there, number 10.
You probably want to click the second one.
I thought you usually just do all in one.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Well, good morning, Commissioners. Mike Bowler with the Riley County Noxious Weed and HHW staff update. I have lots of interesting things to discuss with you this morning on staff update. First is that we're going to begin spring spraying this month with bare ground applications. There is a big significant change there that you may actually hear about, and that is we are no longer going to be spraying ground sterilant on the shoulders of county roads. This is kind of a 50-50 issue. This is something that we used to not do, and then people were concerned about the grass growing up on the shoulder of the road, and so then for the last 10 years, we've been doing it. The issue is we have an ongoing problem with gravel, no vegetation there on the shoulder holding it in place, and it's running down in the ditches, which then upsets residents that they've got county gravel down in the ditch. And then we're spending a lot of money and time and effort going and cleaning up those gravel and bringing it back up to the shoulder of the road. So at any rate, the Public Works has asked that we no longer spray ground sterilant on the shoulder of the road. We will, however, be still spraying around signs and guardrails, that sort of thing. You're probably not going to see much of a difference here for a couple of years in that we've been spraying ground sterilant for 10 years, and that stuff has an effective rate of 3 to 5 years. So you're probably not going to see much breakthrough in grass in the next couple of years. But as we start to have some vegetation poke up alongside the road, as I said, it's a 50-50 issue, and the 50 of our population that really wants them sprayed out, the phone's going to start to ring, and hey, the shoulders are looking scraggly, or whatever the case may be. So just be aware that that's a change that's coming. It'll be a slow change, but you'll start to see maybe some breakthrough. We still will be trying to control broadleaf. We won't have huge 6-foot sunflowers growing alongside the shoulder of the road, but we're hopefully to get some grass to hold some of that gravel. So just please be aware of that change. Solid spraying has started and will start this month. We're going to be doing 1/3 of the county. And then in the fall, we do a second third of the county. That's how that works. Spring seeding projects for the county right-of-ways began March 15th. Public Works crews were busy this fall cleaning out several ditches. I think we had roughly, 42 areas that we put grass seed down. We had very favorable weather, and so all those projects have been completed as of March 26th. The grass is down, so we're going to get ready for some grass to grow back. The noxious weed department has a fully stock of cost share chemical. I do want to remind the commissioners that we did make a fairly significant change here that again may get your phone ringing a couple of times, and that change is that we are limiting the amount of chemical that we sell, and that amount will be enough to treat 200 acres of noxious weeds. Anything above that is going to require that I come out and inspect and ensure that you do in fact have over 200 acres of noxious weeds. Now, the purpose of that is we, by state statute, can only sell chemical for the treatment of noxious weeds. We also cannot regulate our cost based on market. So many times we will buy chemical when the price is extremely cheap, and then we'll have something like an embargo or a war in Iran, and suddenly the price of these chemicals skyrocket $8 to $9 a gallon. Then what happens is I have one property owner come in and say, I want to buy 1,000 gallons 2,4-D. And they save $8 a gallon, and you can do the math. That's a significant savings for them. But then the 30 people behind them, I have to reorder at the higher price. And so we serve one citizen by doing that. So this is a problem that other counties have dealt with. I adapted a few rules. There's several other rules we've posted on the website about this. I can tell you that several other counties across the state are now adopting this to help prevent that very thing from happening. But if you're one of those individuals that buys 500 gallons of chemical from us a year and you've been saving $5,000 a year to do it, they're not going to be happy when they come in this year to do that. So just a heads up, that's why we're doing it. It's by law that we do it that way. But just be aware that that is a change that's coming this spring. County roadside mowing will begin in May, and all equipment is ready to go. The commission did approve for a new boom mower. What that is just what it sounds. It's a large mower that's at the end of a boom. We will be using that with Public Works and mowing the sides of the roads. That will be very beneficial for us in fighting a mere honeysuckle, as it may be becoming a noxious weed here, and we'll be able to go down roads like Stag Hill and be up on the grade and mow that back and then treat it. So it is a huge tool for us. I was told by Tiger Mowers that they are out about a year. So once I get that signed paperwork, I'll get back in front of the commission and get that finalized and approved so we can move forward and get that ordered. So we're going to be about a year back. This photograph is a calorie pear tree. It is in bloom this time of year. There is a very interesting story about this tree. This was originally a tree that was genetically altered by man because we realized that it had the potential to be very invasive. And so we bred this tree so that it would only produce female trees. And if you're familiar with the movie Jurassic Park, in that movie, they assured everybody that the dinosaurs would not be able to breed. And Goldblum said, well, life will find a way. And the scientists smugly said, are you suggesting that 2 female dinosaurs can reproduce? And he said, no, I'm telling you that life will not be contained. And so in the case of the calorie pear, scientists made this tree, put it out in the field, and there was a pear tree named by the Astro tree. They kind of thought the calorie tree was a pretty tree. Asked her out on a date, and we have fertile fruit from the calorie pear.
I'm not gonna pick the pear trees ever in the same light again. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mike.
When you see this tree out, this is a bit of a Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex out in the field. And so we ask that if you have these blooming, that please, the appropriate way to prune such a tree is to take a chainsaw and cut it horizontally down at the base of the tree, about 2 inches off the ground.
And we just ground them and keep them in their room.
Yeah. So it's just, it really is a great example of how I come up here a lot and tell you that Mother Nature is in control. She certainly is. We as machines can control things a certain degree, but this is a perfect example of the arrogance of man thinking that we can control Mother Nature. So just want to point that out. You'll see these growing out in pastures right now. They are invasive, and we would ask that you please cut them down. On the HHW side, there is a collection this April 11th from 8 to noon. Again, no business waste. And this continues to be a wildly popular event. If you ever have the opportunity to be down there and see the folks that have an interest in recycling in our community, go down to Howes on a Saturday and be really impressed at the people involved in that. And then regional training for HHW operators has been conducted and will be conducted this month in April. That training, as all training through the state, be it HHW or noxious weed, comes through the Riley County facility, and we help train the trainers in the county or in the state. Any questions about my state or my staff update?
No.
No questions about the calorie pear and how that happened?
Never gonna look at one in the same light again, thank
Yeah.
you, but outside of that, no.
Okay, it actually involved birds and bees because birds take the seeds and go transplant. All right, I do have a couple of other just really quick items for you. The first one is a reoccurring KDOT state contract. As the commission is aware, KDOT seeks to contract with us every year to treat noxious weeds in our county, Riley County. It's beneficial to us in that we can ensure that noxious weeds in our county are being treated, and in return, KDOT reimburses us for both our cost and our equipment cost. I would like to point out that our hourly rate is a combination of my entire staff, with the exception of Justin, who doesn't work on the state contract. And then we also apply the cost that it costs the county to pay for, health insurance, all of that. So when they reimburse us for what it would cost to employ the county for those employees. So, with that, I would ask if you have any questions, or if you would please consider approving the county contract for 2026.
You do have a typo there in the recommendation.
Oh.
Well,
Oh,
Okay. State contract, yes. Well, with the exception of the typo.
No, we're good. We go through this all the time. I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve state contract to treat noxious weeds on state roads within Riley County.
second,
it's been moved and seconded to approve the state contract to treat noxious weeds on state roads within Riley County. All in favor? Aye.
Sure, please sign.
The next item I have is the noxious weed annual report. This is a grade card, if you will, of where Riley County sets as it relates to noxious weed infestations within Riley County. Just a brief background, the state every year assigns me 10 sections of ground in Riley County in which I go out and walk back and forth and get infested with ticks while I do it. And then apply a mathematical equation which breaks down where we're at on all the species of noxious weeds in the state, or in our county rather. Last year, we've seen a slight uptick in musk thistle. This is within the range of what Mother Nature does. Sometimes conditions are just better for musk thistle than other years. Last year, we've seen an uptick in that, but I'm happy to report we've seen a downtick in all the other noxious weeds in the state. I will tell you that on the annual report, among other information, we report county evaluations and mill levies. And I was grateful that Brittany found that I had actually put 2024 stats in there, but that's not what surprised me. What surprised me is that somebody outside me in the Kansas Department of Ag is actually going to read the report. So thank you, Brittany, for reading the annual report and catching that error. But those errors have been corrected. But this report then goes to the county or the state for their filing, which shows a map of the state and where we're at and where we fall as far as noxious weeds are concerned. It's an annual report. So with that, I would ask if there are no questions about the annual report, that I could get a signature so I could submit it to the state.
yeah, no questions.
I don't have any. Yeah.
Pretty standard.
Would move to approve the 2025 annual report, noxious weed.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the 2025 annual report for noxious weeds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All three, please sign.
Okay, I do have a question. Who does the engineer?
Board of County Commissioners, there's no line.
Yeah,
You just need to sign it under there. I would, yeah.
Yeah, it's confusing. I apologize. And every year we get the same question. I apologize. It's
Fully designed.
it is. I apologize for that. We can blame that one on the state. It's the state
Okay.
one.
I will.
Let's do that.
We'll put it on the list.
All right, put it on the list. And then finally, I also have the management plan for 2026. This is a very simple plan that doesn't change much from year to year, but it dictates what I will accept as a noxious weed director as far as methods of control for noxious weeds. If I go out and meet with a landowner, it outlines the different levels of control that I will accept as methods of control. It also outlines the equipment that we have available to citizens to rent, like our sprayers for the control of noxious weed. It also outlines the equipment that the county has purchased for the treatment of noxious weeds. And then it also outlines, and you may have kind of an interest of why, like county evaluation and mill levy is something that's included in the report. And that is because by statute, counties are required to fund and have a noxious weed department. And so that they utilize that there's a certain percentage of all funding that has to go to a noxious weed department. And these reports help substantiate that we are meeting that level. Some counties may consider just funding the weed department $100, and it has to be a certain amount. So these reports dictate that on the management plan. So if you have any questions about the management plan, I would ask that sign that as well, so I can turn that in the state.
Recommend approval of the 2026 Riley County Noxious Weed Management Plan.
Well, second.
So moved and seconded to approve the was it 2026?
Yes.
Noxious weed management. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Yeah, so.
We should have an anniversary.
Is this one?
Thank you. I did.
I don't remember, because I remember usually having to turn it around and I don't remember seeing them. I might be wrong.
It went through.
Let's pass it all back at once.
In the truck, you got in that bad?
Yeah. I'd say what? Okay. Yeah. Did that so fast. Okay.
Yeah. It's lights really are distorted. My eye is really distorting these lights.
Morning, Commissioners. Anna Burson, the Appraiser's Office, here for the monthly staff update. On the ag use side of things, right now, our ag use appraiser is working to do a lot of our scheduling for our appeals. Also processing sales, 6 ag land sales to date. 154 ag properties are due for their annual reinspection. This is in addition to the ag use review that statutorily must be completed every 2 years. And as mentioned last month, maps will be mailed to all ag use properties in May. On our appraisal support side, they're processing changes in personal property records as they were received as well. They've largely finished setting values for all taxable personal property, assisting with hearing phone calls as needed, and conducting entry quality control of all residential inspections while maintaining the work files. And this is including the 26 sales, building permits, and annual review. Those notices will be going out by May 1st on personal property. On the residential side, there's approximately 139 residential sales to date for 2026. This is down a little bit from last year, with a median sale price of $262,500 and the average sale price of $315,697. There are approximately 67 new permits for 2026, which includes 6 new dwellings. We also have 280 rechecks from 2025 inspections on permits. Our team's working through those 26 sales inspections, annual review, and training on informal appeals, assisting with any kind of inspections that have to be conducted as part of the hearings that we're holding. There have been 10 commercial sales, including 2 sales of exempt properties, roughly 8 new commercial building permits for 2026, along with permit rechecks from 2025. Our commercial team's also inspecting properties due for annual reinspection, sales, and holding informal appeals. Here is an informal appeal summary. The 2026 change of value notices were mailed on February 25th. Property owners had until March 26th to request an informal appeal. As of last Friday, this summarizes the appeals received. Any correspondence postmarked by the 26th will be considered timely filed, and an appeal will be scheduled accordingly. All results letters are statutorily required to be mailed by May 15th, and we are required to certify to the clerk by June. We do try to certify early. We still have our goal to try to certify early. I'm not making any promises as of today. So the total appeals are 432 as of Friday. 359 of those are residential, and this trends similarly to prior years. Honestly, this number as a whole appears slightly down, but again, still kind of where we would typically expect it. On the Board of Tax Appeals hearings, after this staff update was created and loaded to the civic clerk, we received notification of River Chase, Colonial Gardens, and Blue Valley all dismissed. So that whole section in yellow, gold right here is all gone. Those were all dismissed, so this list is shrinking, which is pretty exciting to hear when you see those values that were being disputed and that they've now dismissed. So that's great news. On the real estate exemption applications, we have received decisions on all of the be able, as you were aware, because you've signed those, as well as the commission, the Board of County Commissioner owned properties, the Board of Tax Appeals responded to all of those. So those will be coming off the list. The new ones on here are New Hope Community Church of Manhattan recently purchased the AIB building and vacant lot and have submitted an application. So we're working through reviewing that and making appropriate recommendation to the Board of Tax Appeals as it pertains to that property. Other projects, really staffing update, we are fully staffed, knock on wood. Sometimes it's scary to say that out loud, so we're really excited to have a full team. Lots of training going on, field training as well as appeal training, and so that's been another thing in the last month, as well as sending staff to courses. This is the time of year when those courses begin at the Property Valuation Division in different locations, and so we have a lot going to training. Legislative issues, really, this is just staying on top of the legislation. So it was a busy year. So I think we're seeing the final stretch of things, and nothing new to really report there. This month's been busy with a lot of just exemption related questions and information requests and things like that. So on top of holding informal appeals, because at present, myself, and two others are conducting all of those informal appeals. We have a little bit of, assistance from a fourth person, but right now really it's me and one other on the residential. Commercials assisting some, and, so it's taking quite a bit of time. Schneider Beacon parcel search is really the last thing I really wanted to touch on. I know you guys have heard a lot about it, but I wanted to show you guys some of the tools. This is a QR code and this is the direct website for property owners. It's pretty neat. If you use your camera and take a picture, you click that link, it'll open up right to this page. This is where it'll allow property owners to search and locate their property using several different search criteria. If they have the name, they can search name, address, quick breath, parcel ID, tax ID, whatever information they do have. This is a really just quick and easy tool. If they don't know the name, but they know the location, they can click at the top on that map icon, map tab, and it'll pull up a map like this. It zooms very quickly. Once they zoom in, you can just click that parcel. Once you've clicked that parcel, there's quick links. There's quick links to the parcel report as well as the tax report. The tax report is a really, really neat feature, and I'll get to that here in a minute. But on the parcel report page, this year was the first year on this page during appeal sign up, there was a link right down here that said comparable sales report. And so this makes it super easy for property owners to access their property record card. They can access the value notice. So we put value notices online within 2 days of mailing. So all of this information was public and available and at the fingertips of all property owners right away. The comp search, the comparable sales was also on this page because it's sales information. It's only available to property owners when they're considering an appeal in the 30-day, within that 30-day window. And so that was available to all of our property owners. This was a great feature. The tax report section, this is newer and it's more robust. So this is this example here is of a exempt property, but what's neat about it again is it has the summary, the taxes, the distribution, and the tax history. For taxable property in Riley County, this page will display a distribution of the property tax bill, which is really a really great feature. It's going to show the most recent tax bill. So when it says current year property tax distribution, since that last tax bill was the 2025 tax bill, it breaks it down. It shows the city or township, what percent of what they're paying is going to the city, what percent is going to special assessments. And so this is an example from a property. I did redact the property this belonged to. You know, it'll show the per year taxes and the per day taxes they pay to all of the different entities that they're paying taxes to. Additionally, below the distribution section is an area that will provide the detailed breakdown of the first and second half payments. And so it'll show if they're paid, if they're not paid, if it's the first half of the taxes or the specials, second half taxes and specials. And so all of that information will be reflected there. So here is a little bit of the backside of things where it has some tools to just see the use on the site and the savings. And so what you can do, it's just an analytical type tool where you can plug in what your basic hourly rate is of one of your employees and all of the different visits and the use of it and how much savings there is, cost savings. Constituent savings, you know, on their own personal time, this was really, really low. I mean, we put $10 an hour on that, and the savings based on how they're using it is also reported there. So, and this is the total savings and annualized savings. Kind of neat tool. I really prefer this tool next. This one really is the use graph. It shows the visits, how many visits to the site, when that site's being used on a daily basis. And so you can see different days, peaks and valleys really overall on who's accessing the site. I mean, how many are accessing the site. We have our subscribers, we have our non-subscribers. Our subscribers use our site all the time. And so this one here really this is a heat map. And so it shows really the biggest usage is, as you can see, that 9 to 5, but you can also see, and Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 and Monday through Friday are really the peak times. But you can really just see that usage, but you can also see people are accessing it late at night when our office isn't open. And so just having this tool available is been a vital tool for the public, for transparency, for access. And you can see that they're definitely using it. And so because we made that change in this just past year, and this is the first year we put that information out there during the appeals, I thought it'd be really good to share that during my staff update. So, any questions? Well, thank you.
Both of them?
That's
A good thing.
Yes, it is. That's fine.
There you go.
Where at? Oh, I know. No, you're right over there. By Anderson Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See where we're going.
A little bit closer to here,
Yeah.
or there.
Yeah. It'll be rough next year or so while they complete it. So,
Oh, it's new?
huh?
New?
Yeah.
Oh, Anderson.
Yeah.
Well, you could avoid it by going back around and
Yeah,
taking stepchild's around.
sure.
Or, actually, what you could do. So you could just come back down and hit Hilton Heights. And take Claflin back up and around.
That's true.
And, yeah, that is a natural detour.
Yeah.
It's about 2 blocks down. Cut back over, hit Claflin. You can avoid all of it. Take you back in here and hit Sunset. No, you wouldn't want to hit Sunset. You'd want to go. Well, depending on where they're at, but
Hopefully I won't be taking my session until we're long in our new. I should say a local building, so I'll have to come back here at all.
yeah. Hopefully that's next week. Got a whole slew of meetings I'm gonna have to set up now. For the next month downtown, I've been holding off on. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, well, it's 9:45 and it looks like we've got a bid opening for a 2026 asphalt overlay program. First one I'm seeing here is from Hale Brothers Construction. It's out of Marysville. I have my letter opener with me, so this might be messy.
Yeah, but
So far, so good.
I might have one in my.
It's
couch.
We'll manage today. I don't see an addendum that says not available in that, the tracking. Let's see, working days, proposal start date would be October 26, 35 on the number of days. Base bid is $2,333,254 even. It does have a bid bond.
First bid from Paul Brothers. Bid bonds attached. Start date October 1st, 26, working days 35. Total bid $2,333,254.
Okay, this one might be interesting. Bear Construction is the second one. That's here in Manhattan. This is taped pretty good. It's- Looking to see if there's a bond in here. I'm not seeing it so far, but anything else is available. There's a statutory bond and a performance bond. Contract agreement, okay. Outside of that, I show a working date of June 1st, 2026. Number of working days would be 40. I don't know about the bond and addendum there, didn't show. Base bid of $2,165,621.84.
How many cents?
84. Give you all those to send back to them.
Okay. Next bid from Buyer Construction. This is going with that in the back.
There's a lot of paperwork there.
Right, the start date June 1, proposed working days 40, total bid $2,165,621.84. Bid bond.
Yeah, I didn't see anything there. It's okay. Wasn't just me then. And the last one I have is from Schilling Construction. That's also here in Manhattan. No addendum on that. There is a bond on that. Okay. Let's get back to the regular sheet here. Go. Post start date of May 15th, 2026. Number of days 25. And the base bid amount is $1,633,393.46. Sneak little envelope.
Bid from Schilling Construction. You see bid bond attached. Start date of May 15th, working days 25. Total bid $1,633,393.46. I'd move to refer the bids to staff for evaluation and recommendation.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to refer the bids to staff for evaluation and recommendations. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, now we have another,
No, it's right now.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, looks like our second bid opening this morning is for chip sealing. First one I have here is from Vance Brothers out of Kansas City. There's a bid document. Paper clips. Okay. Alternate one, aggregate one. Looks like $425,133.19. There is no bid on alternative two. Start date, July 1, 2026. Proposed working days, 4.
4.
4. Let me see if I'm missing anything here. Oh. Oh, I'll let you mess with all those. I don't want to.
It's looking for someone who was just in my home office on my tax stuff.
Plenty of them here.
No,
I do too.
I had little ones, but I need.
Yes. Right there. No. Saw that.
bid bond. Okay, the bid item or alternate one for aggregate one, total price $425,133.19. Start date of July 1 and 4 working days.
Huh?
John.
I thought I saw a bid bond in there.
I'll have to look at it.
Yeah.
Anything we need to identify? What's that for you?
Okay, second one I have is from APAC, Kansas Incorporated, that's out of Emporia. There's one sheet, that bid bonds isn't. Alternate one, aggregate one bid that I have, there's no second one, just so you know. $506,166.88. Also start date of July 1st, 2026, 5 working days.
Next bid from APAC is Kansas. The base bid for aggregate for alternate one, $506,160.80. July 1st start date and 5 working days. Have another one?
Yes.
No. it's not.
Intermountain Slurry Seal Incorporated. This is out of Salt Lake City, Utah. I think I see the bid bond at the back there. Maybe not. Insurance thing, though. Okay. Get back to the sheet. Okay, once again, no alternative two on this. Alternative one with the aggregate is $541,421 even. The start date of August 10th, 2026, 4 working days.
Next bid from Intermountain Slurry Seal. Total bid for alternate one, $541,421. August 10th start date, 4 working days.
Go ahead and make a motion to send these bids back to staff for further analysis and a recommendation.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to refer the bid to staff for analysis and recommendation. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks to the commissioners.
Fuck.
A good one. Yep.
Okay.
Good morning, Commissioners. Amanda Webb, Planning Director. I'm here with Planning and Development's monthly staff update. Talking about Keats, of course, you just signed the notice of award for Bayer Construction this morning, so we'll get that moving along. Again, they are scheduled to start in August. Of course, we'll do the contracts and all of that. They are scheduled to start in August, and construction will last approximately 15 months. We've talked a little bit about the 250,000 quote unquote shortfall in funding, but there's of course several avenues we're looking down to get that taken care of. The first is I'm working on a supplemental request for USDA Rural Development Loan Funds. I'm just collecting information for that, and then we'll get that uploaded into their application portal. And also still kind of waiting to hear information from EPA about the state and tribal assistance grant. I think I wrote that wrong there. That Senator Moran had earmarked for Keats. Again, I believe as you folks know, we're just they're needing to come up with guidance to let states and regions know what to do, basically. It's the federal government. I'll leave it at that. If you folks find out, or if I find out, supposedly I'm the contact, but of course it could be any of you.
They're not even given a timeline, nothing.
Nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna get back with Moran's office
Yeah.
on that. It's ridiculous.
They're out recess now too, so used to recess for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
But the
staff is still there.
They were at the meeting, yes. So
He's got state staff, he's got federal staff.
And Brittany and I met with our folks from Whit O'Brien's yesterday, and she's gonna see what she might be able to find out as well. Again, with the congressionally directed spending requests, she says they're a little bit, every program's a little bit different. They can be a little confusing. It really, they just need to tell us what they need us to give
Right.
them, essentially. I'm not worried that we don't have the material that they need. We don't have the documentation. We just need to know what it is.
Or at least give us a timeline on how you're working that out, so we can
Right.
plan it out. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that's the
exactly.
tough thing about federal grants. Sometimes they don't realize that we're fortunate, but there's a lot of places that just don't have the bandwidth to keep checking
Right.
up on that
Yeah.
on a consistent basis.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, we're still paying attention to that and have some folks following up, but yeah, unfortunately, right at this moment, it's just kind of waiting for more information. So that's why, again, we're gonna go ahead and start with the supplemental USDA loan request. So either way, we'll get this taken care of. I'm not at this moment, not concerned about it, but if we can get additional grant funding, that would be great, of course. So we'll just keep working on what we can there. The other information that I found out just yesterday afternoon, the donation for the pipe material is not going to come through for us, unfortunately. They are kind of focused on the LA fires and damage there, so they're kind of focusing there. But I have been in continued contact with their folks over there, and they're going to put us in contact with one of their local distributors to see if they can come up with some sort of way to get us the pipe at a deal or whatnot. So I'll talk with, of course, PG consultants and the contractors to see if something can be worked out. Maybe we could save a few dollars here and there. Every little bit counts, of course, but unfortunately at this point, and we understand that donation unfortunately just won't work out. So, but again, you never know. It's Keats, what other things might fall from the sky. So, we'll keep on with that. So, all right. So now limited time here. So just scooting down to the Home in the Heartland grant, the Make My Move program. We have 2 more applicants that have been approved. All they need to do is take the next step and move to Riley County. And again, they can rent, they can buy, that's completely up to them.
So we're up to 4 then, is that what the number is?
We are up to 5.
So we're halfway there. Okay.
Yes, so
The
we have 3 who have officially moved and received their incentive, their first half. And then these 2, that all they have to do is move. One of them, is gonna be having a job at the school district, so they are having a job right here in Riley County, bringing a couple adults with them. They have a connection, they have a family member at Fort Riley. The other one is bringing a remote job, one adult from Kentucky, and they have friends and family here. So it's just really been interesting to see the
You
wide
know, where in
variety.
Kentucky by chance?
I'm
Do you
sorry?
know where?
I do, I just,
Might have to meet up and see what their interests and tastes are.
my note just says from Kentucky. I can find out for you.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great state to recruit from.
To be from.
So yeah, so and Allison and I just connected this morning. We have 3 more that we've moved to. And as I write in my report, on the day I write it, it literally will change the next day. It can literally change that afternoon. Because again, it's just all dynamic about how people are coming in and out. Maybe they've accepted an offer somewhere else, you know, so of course they fall out of our queue, or maybe then they progressed in our queue. So that happened just this morning. We have 3 more in the approval stage. They just have a couple more things they have to do to meet our requirements, then move here.
How many of the current 5, I know 2 still need to move, how many of those are bringing kids?
There was one that was bringing a family
Okay.
with kiddos. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the other 2, so of the 3 applicants who moved here, one was bringing a family, including a child, and the other 2 were single adults. So, again, yeah.
Because that right there pays for half of our amount,
Right, yeah,
$15,000 plus per kid in the school district.
yeah, yeah.
So
Absolutely.
just something to think about.
Yeah, so, you know, we're getting some good momentum here. Of course, we're coming up to move season, so hopefully we'll just keep getting more and more folks. And as Commissioner Ford said, we are halfway through to our first half of the goal. So once we hit 10 households, we'll get the other 50% of grant funding from the state, and then just, you know, keep moving along. So it's going well there. And there's a lot of talk about it in the community amongst employers. The folks at K-State Research and Extension, they did their remote work Wednesday for March. They hosted the Make My Move folks, so they had that good discussion that then they, you know, put out to their community folks. Of course, we did the lunch and learn through the chamber in February. So there's a lot of good conversation happening about the program, about the Make My Move folks. Again, they've been great and easy to work with, which obviously helps things a lot as well. Let's see here. Just real quick with the Rural Economic Development Advisory Board, thank you for appointing Mr. Wick this morning. He has been attending the last couple of meetings as a guest and already has been able to give really helpful input. So I'll let him know this afternoon that he's official now. He'll be attending in an official capacity. We still have just one more vacancy on that board. But again, with you folks having expanded, hopefully that will, of course, both of those roles technically are already filled, if you will. Hopefully with that expansion, that'll help generate more folks. And thank you, Commissioner Ford, for attending our March meeting. That was really great discussion. We look forward to hosting Commissioner McKinley on April 15th and Commissioner Foki on May 27th for more good information there, a good discussion. I'm going to jump down to NG 911, that is back on your list, which if you can see. We are needing to get back to NG 911, and I see your face, Commissioner Ford.
Yeah, we've been through this a few times.
Yes, so the one we had a meeting with the committee earlier this week. We are going to be proceeding with what we're calling Anderson Lane. Of course, on your map there, it's called Clack Lane. This is the original map when this was started in 2020. You folks might remember, this is just out going towards Keats, just not far off the roundabout there. This is an unnamed road that serves about 4 properties that 911 Emergency Services has had documented over the years. Documented issues finding these homes and finding this road. It remains a problem. In 2020, the commission at the time did not want to proceed with renumbering, but they and the residents on that road were okay with renaming. The committee at the time did not believe it made a whole lot of sense to just rename but not renumber because the addresses still don't fit in the grid. So we might have had a named road, which, I mean, at the end of the day, obviously still having a named road wouldn't have been a bad thing, but the numbers would have still not matched up and still created problem. So at that point, again, in 2020 summer there, it was decided not to proceed because it wasn't ultimately going to fix the problem. Last year, a couple of years ago, the committee again had talked about it, again, still documented issues. So we talked with you folks last year, and there was direction to go ahead and move forward with completely renaming and renumbering the addresses or that road, I should say, all those properties. Property owners are all still the same that they were in 2020. There could still be, you know, anytime we have to change an address or a number, it's, you know, it can be a pain for folks and we completely understand that.
No, it's not that it can, it will be a pain.
Yeah, right, yeah. But really, at the end of the day, it's all about public safety. We want emergency services to be able to find you. Again, I know many of us know firsthand how much fun it is to change names, to change addresses, to do all that stuff, but I want the emergency services to find people. Obviously, if you have a fire, okay, hey, that's the building on fire. But if you are inside having a heart attack, if something like that is happening to you, that it's not immediately evident when the fire truck or the ambulance pulls up, that is critical time, you know, that it is taking to be able to find people and help people. So, so we're getting that one restarted. If you remember, originally the committee had suggested Clack Lane. Folks are allowed to suggest their own names, provided it meets, you know, the criteria in the resolution. So it is Anderson Lane, that the folks on that, road had proposed. So that is what we will be, addressing off of. So it'll be a new address, Anderson Lane. And you can see on there again, on your map, it's Clack, that's the old one, but the numbers will be the same. It'll just be the new number, Anderson Lane. So those letters are going to go out next week. I just wanted to give you all a heads up. Because yeah, it'll be, you know, it'll be a
Well, if they're
process.
given, recommending their own name, then they must be a little.
They were, in 2020, they were amenable to renaming, or I shouldn't say renaming, it's not even named, naming the road. They were okay with that. But
It's the numbers.
it was the numbering that they had some concerns over. So,
Okay.
and again, it really needs to be a package deal for it to make sense for emergency services and for it to fit properly in the grid system. So I just wanted to give you a heads up because it has been a little bit since we've talked about this. We've been doing some things behind the scenes, but again, 911 and emergency services has confirmed again, it is still an issue that we really do need to address. So just wanted to give you a heads up that that's coming. We will give about a 30-day notice to folks, and then we'll send another letter out scheduling a public hearing with you folks. So in the next couple of months, you'll be seeing more.
So this isn't Clack Lane. On here is this proposed address. They're on
Yeah.
Clack Lanes. It's actually Clack Anderson Lane, not Clack.
So it'll just be Anderson Lane. So originally, so that map is from 2020. I only
Okay.
wanted to give it to you folks to remind you of what roadway we're looking at. Originally, the committee had proposed Clack Lane.
Okay.
And since that time, or through that process in 2020, the residents had suggested Anderson Lane instead of Clack Lane, which fit with the criteria of the resolution. So that's what we will be using. The numbers, the proposed numbers that you have on that map again are still correct. They're the updated addresses, but it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4 Anderson Lane, not Clack Lane, if that makes sense. So. Any other questions or thoughts on that? All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. If you folks have any other questions about anything in my report, please just let me know. Okay. Thank you.
I'm doing. Yes. Yes, sir.
2:45, okay. I'll move the county commissioners, including Chairwoman Folke, Vice Chair Ford, and Commissioner McKinley with Jacob Hansen, County Counselor, Amanda Webb, Planning and Development Director, and John Ellerman, Public Works Director, recess into executive session pursuant to the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act to provide legal advice regarding contracts. The open meeting to resume in the County Commission chamber at 10:35 a.m.
Second.
Yeah, it's been moved and seconded for the county commission to recess into executive session for the reasons previously stated under the attorney-client consultation exception to the Kansas Open Meetings Act. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ooh. Okay.
All right, we are live.
Yeah. Figures it would be me. All right, okay. I'll move the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session.
No second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of County Commissioners come out of executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll move the record reflect. Did we do binding action?
No,
I didn't think so.
No binding action ever, but consensus,
Well, why does it say binding in there?
because it would just be, because when this is binding, it means consensus. We reach
Oh,
consensus.
okay. Okay, I'll move, the record reflect, no binding action was taken during the executive session.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that the record reflect no binding action was taken during the executive session. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Then we need to make a motion to, recess as the Board of County Commission and then reconvene as the Board of County, actually convene as the Board of County.
No second.
It's been moved and seconded that the Board of Riley County Commissioners recess and reconvene as Board of County Health. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, good morning. Helen Speth, WIC Supervisor. I am here to present an MOU between the Stronghold Food Pantry and the Fort Riley WIC office. So the Stronghold Food Pantry is an organization that provides food, necessities, and resources to active duty, guard, and reserve military families facing food insecurity. They are based in Kansas, but they have events nationwide. On April 9th from 10 to 2, Stronghold Food Pantry will be operating a pop-up pantry at Fort Riley. They'll be supporting 55 military families, each receiving a week's worth of groceries. This is by appointment only after an application process. We would like to participate in the pop-up pantry by having staff on site to determine eligibility, schedule appointments, answer questions. So in order for us to participate, Stronghold Food Pantry requires a MOU be signed to clarify expectations, boundaries, and protecting confidential information. There's no fiscal impact, and just recommend that the MOU between Stronghold Food Pantry and Fort Riley WIC is approved and signed. Have any
Okay.
questions?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go ahead and recommend that the MOU between Stronghold Food Pantry and Fort Riley WIC is approved and signed.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that the recommendation of the MOU between Stronghold Food Pantry and Fort Riley WIC is approved and signed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Sure, be signed.
Right, thank you.
Thank you. You hear the issue, John? Yes. Okay.
Well, I don't know yet. I need to look at it. She said it was just scratches. I got a touch up. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
Well, you better look at it too then.
What was it was the moving part of the signs that Luke was talking about.
We're getting ready to move back anyway. I mean, we spend more time picking them up and putting them back up than we do anything.
I have to print my name and title and then sign.
See, if you'd get with me on a consensus with the stamp.
We'll get our stamps right after the staking officer did it.
Well, these are pre-filled in.
Safe. And then it's gonna be way more pain to pull people to put them back in.
You just have to do it every meeting and then you can lock them back up. It's not
You have to have an armed guard bring them.
right. That can come out of the steak and lobster fund too. Right, Brittany?
Come on.
That must have been a good one.
Yeah, right.
Whatever it is, no.
Lord, how big is the MOU?
Well, it's, you have to print your name and your title and then sign it and then date it. So, and then there's three
Gets
copies.
interrupted by other commissioners.
Actually, there's 4 of those, so that's why. If it was one, there you go. I went as fast as I could.
I'm going to make a motion and that we recess as the Board of County Health and then reconvene as the Board of County Commission.
A second.
It's been moved and seconded to recess as the Board of County Health and reconvene as the Board of County Commissioners. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Defining action, period. Never defining action. What you can do is consensus.
You approve, John?
Yeah, sorry. Hangs. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Morning Commissioners, again, Russell Stuckey, Riley County Fire District #1. We just have a couple of grants we'd like to apply for and need your permission. If you
One of
have
them.
questions, I'd be glad to answer.
You have to be an NVFC member. Is that something?
National Volunteer Fire Council.
Oh, okay. I wonder what that
Mhm.
was. I assume,
Yes.
is everybody a member or just the?
Staff. We had a free membership for a year where everybody, or a grant where everybody was a member. And now we aren't paying for everybody who are member, just staff. So we would use the money for personal protective equipment, structural fire bunker gear and or wildland gear.
Was a need.
Yes. Everybody's a different size.
Yeah.
And they get more up and worn out.
They get used, yeah.
Mhm.
Anything else?
No, I didn't have anything.
Okay. I'm gonna make a motion to approve the Riley County Fire Department District 1 staff to apply for any grants applicable to obtain fire safety and or safety equipment.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve RC Raleigh County Fire Department #1 staff to apply for any grants applicable to obtain firefighting and or safety equipment. All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks.
We moved to adjourn here after our,
Easier to do it now.
after,
You don't want them.
moved to adjourn after our tour of the new facilities or remodeled facilities.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn the April 2nd meeting of the Board of County Commissioners after our tour,
No.
the new facilities. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.